It's the Cast Net Sniper, and I'm going to teach you how to throw this net. Warning, it's not the easiest way. So if you are looking for an easy way to throw a net, I'll show you that in a different video. But this is the way I prefer to throw it because it's, in my opinion, the best way to throw a net. So for demonstration purposes, I got the Betts 8-footer here. It's their mullet net, and it's available at every single Bass Pro Shops. You'll be able to pick this up for 150 bucks. So I figured it's a good net to demonstrate to the American audience. I'm not going to throw any of my crazy Chinese nets or my wacky Brazilian tahafas or anything crazy. I'm just picking up a classic American net and showing you guys the best way to throw this thing if you want real distance, full power throws. A lot of guys on their demonstration will say, oh, if I want to throw it full line, I just do this. But I've never seen a single person actually do it. In this video, we're going to show you actually how to cast a net to the end of your rope. So every single step to throw this technique is so important, it has to be right. You want to think of it like you're throwing a parachute. And you don't just pack your parachute all willy-nilly and crazy. Every step has to be done perfect, starting with the hand line here. Okay, so I'm going to put that through my wrist. I'm going to cinch that. This is already controversial because you're technically not supposed to cinch this thing on your wrist, but for the demonstration purposes, I'll cinch it. I haven't even tied the slip knot onto this one. It's a brand new net I bought just for the demonstration. Okay, you see how I'm only pulling about 1.5 feet and making little coils. Nothing more than this, okay? You don't want big coils because big coils will tangle. These little coils will never tangle on you. I'm gonna put the horn of the net right here. Okay, pack it in there. Now, the next step is we fan the weights out. Just to make sure that they're not tangled. All right, guys. This is where some of the technique comes in. Okay, I'm going to slide my hand down and see if you guys can see what I'm doing because I'm going to do it 3 times. We got 1. Did you catch that? So when I brought it in, I put my hand around it and I pulled these in a little. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Reach down. You can pull the net to your chest, arm's length, no more than this. Okay, arm's length. Grab the net, pinch it, pull it in, and watch this again. This is important. I pull that down. You can see that my top leads are coming in on the right side faster than my other leads. Okay, I reach down again, no more than that. Come up, and I pull those leads in. Okay, now look how my leads are on the ground. You see how these leads here are closer to me than those leads. That's going to be very important. The net is laying over my hand like this. All of it's right like that. It's all flat. If you can see here, that net is all flat there. And look at how my leads are resting. These leads are significantly higher than these leads. Now that's important because the way that, if you understand net physics, you'll realize that, and you'll learn from experience that when you rotate through, the leads that are closer to you are fanning farther than the leads that are farther to you. It's like when you're spinning in a circle and then you bring in, see that? The net, when it comes in, the net starts to get momentum and shoot out. And those leads that are going to get momentum and shoot out are going to be these leads right here. So this will be the right side of your fan. Down here will be the left side of your fan. Now let's show you guys how to load it. So right where the leads start to go down here, you want to grab right about there. We'll grab right there, and we'll load that up over my thumb. That gives us an access point into the underside of the net. Now these leads here, that's going to be the 10% that you leave behind. But you're grabbing a full 90, guys, in this hand. And now you're not just grabbing it, you have to load this over your right shoulder. Now look, if you notice how I load it, none of my mono is jumping over each other. Now as I'm loading this, I'm pulling out any kinks or tangles in the bottom here. So any of those braille lines that are tangling, I'm pulling out any of those tangles at the bottom. So I'm basically sorting the net. Okay? You don't need to do this fast. You can do it slow. And you also notice my arm isn't flying up and down. It's staying perfectly still, and the only thing that's sorting is my hand. You see that? That's a trick. A lot of guys will get that wrong, and they'll start throwing this over their shoulder. But when you're throwing a fanning technique, it has to be perfect, guys. So right about there, I got about 10% dangling there. I have about 90% up here loaded in the right arm. Now I'll show you why this throwing technique is so much more powerful than the other ones. Okay, but first let's get it loaded all the way. Okay, in a boat I can do this very fast, but for demonstration purposes I'm going to show you guys carefully. I pull my thumb out like that, and all I do is rotate my hand coming up, and now it's all loaded. You see all that, the webbing is all completely flat. Now I'll show you the leads at the bottom. You can see how they're all at an angle going down. Now I can pinch this lead line if I want, right here, and I'll show you the next step. So when you're getting ready to throw it, feet about shoulder width apart, okay? Lean back a little bit. Now, the way that a fanning technique works that's completely different than the traditional techniques is these leads are going all out in a different direction. This net is not spinning. So if you have in your mind the concept that your net's going to spin as you throw it out and the centrifugal force is going to keep it open, you got to get that out of your head. That's not how these big nets throw. So every single lead has its own job. And so the middle leads, right about at my knee, those are going to go straight out. These leads at my knee now, they're going to go to the right. And this bundle in the back is going to pull the net that way. And at my hand, it's going to be right in front of me. It's going to be the part of the net that's going to be closest to me. But I'm not holding on to it. It comes out of your hand automatic. So guys, this is a technique that I've never seen Americans throw. This technique is only thrown with the Brazilians, and some Mexicans throw this technique. It's very common in South America. I've never seen another American throw it. So this is why it's important to teach you guys. So I'll show you guys the backswing. And it looks a little something like this. So your net's here about shoulder, about chest high. What you want to do is you want to drop in, and you want to rip it like you're hitting a baseball backhand. Okay, you bring the net back, okay, and then you bring the net back, you come out, and then rip through like this. And I'll kind of show you what that looks like. And then I'll give you some cool angles so you understand how the physics has to work on it. So hips back, okay? You want full thrusting with your hips. So cock the hips back here, bring the net back. Okay, okay, we're loading it. We're not tangling anything as we're loading it up. Right through here. Leave about that much remaining. Okay, over your leg. Pop that lead out. Reach down. Grab the bundle. Now remember, your hands do not go down there halfway. Your hands stay pretty close to each other. Right about there. Put that lead in that hand. And you let it all go at once. Now that was a full line. That's tight on my wrist. And you see how it goes up and it opens. Poof! Automatically. I'm not putting any resistance on that net. Okay? So you can lay it on your leg or you can just pop it in your hand like that. Okay, let's lay this thing over the pitcher's mound. Remember, athletic stance. Think of it like you're throwing like you're swinging a baseball bat. Okay, come on through. I mean, there's a lot of tricks to it, guys. I told you I can only cover like 10% of the little wacky little tricks to get a net to open.